one problem is resentment. So we have to be rid of these resentments if we're going to be successful, move forward in our life.
Right. Wow, powerful stuff. And so, is there any advice for people who, families of addicts? I see so many people around, and I know I have this desire to help and to, if I can only, get them to go into this recovery program, or, so is there any advice for people who may feel helpless, that they don't know what to do?
In terms of helping families, and I'm assuming in most cases, although not always obviously, we're talking about parents and their children, but we may also be talking about spouses. We may also be talking about brothers and sisters trying to help each other. Sometimes we're even talking about children trying to deal with their parents who are alcoholic or struggling with addiction in some way. It completely depends on the situation. There's no one piece of advice that can be given across the board. However, there are a few ideas that we can work with in terms of wanting to be most helpful to somebody, anybody, a loved one who's struggling with addiction. The first thing is, nobody likes to be told what to do, especially not someone who's stuck in the middle of an addiction. And nobody likes to be made to feel bad or to be ashamed of their behavior or to be criminalized. Now sometimes addicts' behavior can become very volatile and awful, and one might think, I don't know how to deal with someone who's this far down the road. That's real tricky. Let's take it one situation at a time. For most people, if you want to make yourself available to a person, you want to show them love, you want to show them a lack of judgment. You want to make sure they understand that you care for them. And at some point, you want to make sure they have clear boundaries. Right?
Very important.
It's very easy for a person to be like, someone, let's say you're dealing with someone who in your family who's struggling with drug addiction, and they come and they ask you for money.
Right.
That's a tricky one, because they might say to you, I can't make rent this month, or I've got another pressing, urgently pressing need. My car is going to be repossessed. I've got medical bills or medical concerns that I can't cover. And you think as a family member, well, I'd really like to help this person, of course. Tricky, because if this person is stuck in addiction, I can guarantee you that some of that money, at least some, if not all of that money, is going to find its way towards drugs to further them moving down this path. For me, best to set a boundary and just say, I'm concerned about you. I love you. I absolutely want to support you. And the way that I can do that is, if you want to pursue a path of recovery, I can get you into and drive you to a recovery program. I can drive you to a 12-step meeting. I will have a cup of coffee with you and sit and listen and see if just by connecting we can make some progress together. I can do those kinds of things, but when it comes to money, I won't be able to help you. That's just a tricky area. But notice there's no judgment there. And if a person wants to be very manipulative, and as does happen with people stuck in addiction, and they say something like, oh, you don't care about me, you can just simply say, that's really not the truth. I really do care about you. And in fact, I care so much about you that if you're ever ready to be able to move beyond this addiction, I'm going to be right here at any point that you need me. And I completely understand, and I don't judge you at all. And then you leave it at that. You let go. My teacher, Guru Prem, is constantly reminding me, you don't get to help everybody. You help the people that ask you for help.
Yes.
You get to help those people, but that's about it. There's another really unattractive thing is when we offer up advice to people who don't desire it. I know I don't like that. When people come to me and say, like to help you with your problem,
Right.
you know, and I haven't asked them for help with my problem.
Like, I'm good, thank you. I'm good.
So nobody likes that. So we want to be very careful in our approach. One other thing I would say about families, this applies particularly to kids, teenagers in particular, who are not yet 18 years old and their parents are dealing. Everybody needs to be inspired. A kid in their teenage years might have found marijuana, and for some reason it serves them, it makes them feel better. Or they're having fun with it. And that's their personal experience, right? The parent can speak to that kid and talk to them about all the terrible things that will happen if they continue to smoke pot. But what that kid really knows through their personal experience is, I'm enjoying this. So I suggest an alternative method to going sort of head on and forcing a child immediately, like, oh, you have to stop smoking pot or we're going to go to very severe measures. That might be a decision you decide to make, and I wouldn't advocate one way or the other. But one other way to think about this is you can inspire your child or find someone else to inspire your child into an activity that is exciting and helpful and healthy for them. So if your kid is struggling with drugs and alcohol, you might inspire them into karate, or you might get them, maybe they're into painting or music, and you could get them really into a music program or a painting program that would captivate their heart and start to inspire them into their creativity rather than criminalizing the behavior, which is what their current inspiration is, right? So really think about it in terms of inspiring your kids into different directions rather than laying down the gauntlet. Now, of course, if your child is into heroin, cocaine, methamphetamine, we're into a much different situation. And these are not what I would consider to be recreational drugs. These are very severely addictive drugs that come with amazingly huge consequences. And those behaviors are behaviors that would require a parent to really take things to the next level and get help for their child right away. That's my feeling. Those kinds of drugs were beyond where you're going to try to inspire your child away from those things. That may require some kind of rehabilitation program, whether that be inpatient or outpatient, getting involved with a 12-step program and or sponsor and or therapist. As I said, there's no one way. I'm just trying to provide some ideas that could be helpful to you as you try to deal with loved ones who are in recovery.
I'm so happy you brought in that topic of inspire, because that is the name of this series. It's called Ignite and Inspire. And I feel not just with teenagers, but people, I can relate. I was stuck in a rut a few years ago. I was not inspired by anything. So whether it be going on my yoga mat now, listening to music, playing art, going surfing, whatever it is that you feel might ignite you and inspire you and ignite other people and inspire other people, that's what we want, because we want to come at a place of love and joy and happiness. We're here on this earth is amazing, and we've got so many incredible things that we can do and we can experience. And so much time we're spent in fear and regret and resentment and not fulfilling our truth ourselves and really connecting to our soul. So whatever that may be for you, whether it be music or art, going to the movies, whatever it is, please be inspired to, get unstuck, because so often we get so stuck in a rut. So I'm so glad that you weave that in. And so where can people find you? Your website's TommyRosen.com.
It's true.
And then you have a book that's coming out?
It's true.
Okay.
I'd love to tell you about it.
Please tell me. Tell me more.
So this is my first book. It's being published by Hay House on October the 21st this year, 2014. And it's called Recovery 2.0, Move Beyond Addiction and Upgrade Your Life. And it's about some of the things that we've spoken about here, talks quite a bit about yoga, meditation. It's really a book that will help you to move along your spiritual path towards your own heart and being able to realize your own goals in your life. Whether you struggle with the big six or the four aggravations, it's a book that was geared to get somebody either onto their path or to help them move more quickly along their path towards happiness. And I'm so thrilled about it coming out. And we've got another conference, our 4th online conference, Recovery 2.0, coming out.
Everybody, you have to check it out. I'm not just saying this, I was glued to it. I mean, every person that you interviewed that was a part of it was just brought something so special to the topics, and it was just everybody, please. Well, the website's Recovery
2.0.com. So you spell out the word point. Recovery, the number 2, POINT 0.com. And that conference, the next one, the 4th one, is coming up in, I think it's the first weekend of November.
Oh, soon. I didn't realize it was going to be that soon.
It's coming out soon. I'll be doing a whole tour of the United States in association with this book launch. So if I'm coming to a city where you are, please come and say hello. Let's walk this path and take it as far as it will take us in this lifetime. Let's see how far we can go.
Exactly.
Well,
thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's been amazing and inspirational. So thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Gabrielle.
Thank you.
All right.